fastest 2 hours in radio.
Rules in action. It's up to each one of us to know the rules and follow them. Follow.
All systems go.
The Morning Edge.
With Fox 2's Vic Faust, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp, and Eric Johnson.
The Morning Edge starts now.
Today's March 4th.
A few hugs can go a long way.
March 4th is Hug a GI Day.
National Hug a GI Day.
Hug a GI Day is a holiday
To honor and appreciate our men and women in the U.S. military.
Give me a hug. You mean hug me.
Bring it in. Let's hug this out.
Let's hug it out.
Let's hug it out.
Hug a GI Day.
Give me a hug.
Let us begin.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Happy Friday. It is March 4th. It's 8:03. Glad you're joining us. This first hour is going to go fast, even faster than the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio.
Well, that's pretty fast.
It's going to be fast, and it's going to be better because it's entertaining, so it's fast and entertaining. Usually things that are great go fast, right?
Always.
Nothing bad usually goes fast.
Right, Angela?
Yeah, I guess. I was trying to think about it, but I was trying to think about bad stuff.
No,
that
I'm not
also
trying to
goes
set
fast.
you. I'm not trying to set you up.
I thought you were setting
You
me
were
up.
looking at me like, is Vic trying to get something over on me?
Usually he tries to trick me in the morning, so I was just checking.
No trick. Although, as you said, I will be just deadpan. And
You will. You deadpan look at somebody, and I'm like, this guy's an idiot. He really believes that. But you don't. It's just you're just trying to screw with me.
Hey, guys, happy
No,
Friday.
no,
We're
Vic.
glad you're here. Eric will be in at some point, but here's what we got going on. Coming up here in about 6 minutes or so, Illinois Congressman Rodney Davis is going to give us a call. Always great to talk with Rodney because he gives us the behind-the-scene picture of what's happening in D.C. We'll talk Ukraine, Russia. We'll talk Nancy Pelosi. I think he might know what Nancy was doing with her fist and her knuckles. We'll have to ask him about that. We'll talk about the president's State of the Union.
I want to know about the...
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Then J.B. Pritzker drew him out of his district. We'll find out what's going on with that, but it's always good. Heck, maybe we'll talk baseball with Rodney.
I want to ask him about the guy that got caught up racketeering.
Which guy? Oh, Mike Madigan?
Yeah.
Mike Madigan, once the most powerful man, the former House Speaker in the state of Illinois, now facing 22 counts federal. The feds came in on him. He's going to get, he's 79 now. He'll probably spend the rest of his life in jail once that all goes through. But yeah, we can ask him about that too. But if you ask him about Mike Madigan, he may not stop talking for about 15, 20 minutes because he had to deal with them in his daily job. But we'll talk to him until 8:25. Then at 8:25, if there's time, we'll take a quick break. Then we've got Colonel Joe Adams. Colonel goes, this morning, how much time you got for me? I said, well, till like 8:52, 8:53. He's like, I'll be locked and loaded. I'm like, okay. About Ukraine, China. He's talked about China before, what's happening. It's great radio. You won't find better radio in that first hour. So we appreciate you joining us. Share the show. Be sure to share the show. If there's somebody you know that needs to hear what we're doing this morning, let them know. 100.7 The Viper on Facebook. Of course, you can catch us at viperrocks.com if they can't get on Facebook, viperrocks.com. We're on YouTube at The Morning Edge. And as always, you can give us a call probably in the second hour. That's the time to give Angela a call. Wish her a good weekend. Phone number 636-695-2915, 636-695-2915. All right. As we lead in, I mean, the Ukrainian situation has only gone from bad to worse. Now the Russians control the largest nuclear plant in Europe. It's not stopped. I know there was a victory speech the other night that seemed like everything was done. It's only getting worse. And then when the president of France, Macron, says he's convinced things are only going to get worse after several conversations with Putin, the worst is yet to come. That's the quote. It's very concerning. Has this kind of hit your radar screen yet, Angela?
It's highly concerning, but my thoughts on life is we work on our inner, we don't work on the outer.
Yeah, you're just a feather.
I'm sorry, you
just
know that's how I
float down the stream. No, I get it. That's why I asked.
Yeah. But yes, obviously I notice gas prices, and I notice that if Russia controls another nuclear plant, that's never good for anybody.
Oh, no, you're talking about mining the nuclear
that's
plant
never good.
To blackmail all of Europe. I mean,
that's never good that's not good for us. That's not good for anybody.
Oh,
so.
and once again, it's not if, it's a matter of when he takes all of Ukraine at this point from everything that we have seen. Because when you have a crazy communist dictator leader, he's not just going to say, okay, we're leaving.
Well, at least the Ukrainian people, and I guess their military, took out their general.
Yeah, they did.
That's a pretty big deal,
But
too.
They have dealt a little blow when it comes to media, but we all know how this game ends. We all know what the final score is. And that's the sad thing about this whole situation. From the Facebook line, again, people talking about how one man's been able to hold the entire world hostage. China, again, yesterday refused to vote on sanctions. They've made it clear.
Well, yeah, they don't want to vote on sanctions.
No.
What the hell would they want to vote on sanctions
They've made
for?
it clear again. Every day it seems like something new's happened. It's just a matter before Kyiv falls. And it's
China wants Taiwan.
So
they definitely don't want to vote on sanctions because they don't want to be sanctioned.
So that's that. We also had the O'Fallon fire chief on yesterday on Fox 2.
Oh, about the explosion?
About burning.
Burning.
Oh.
The vegetation, as it's been explained to me by Chris and his colleagues, it's dead. Then everything's dried out with the wind and the warmer weather. So people trying to burn things, just a little spark, boom, fires.
Oh, wow.
Fires have been happening in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So don't burn now. Just wait. Just wait a couple days.
And if you are burning, stay with the fire. Don't just light it and leave.
Who does that? Is that what people are doing?
Yeah, a lot of people will just go out and light their burn pile, and then they'll go inside and grab a cup of coffee or something and come back out, and the whole damn field's on fire.
Oh, man. Also, it might be one of the sports things we'll talk about today quickly. Arch Madness back in St. Louis. Basketball back in town. We can talk about that. Just you'll see a lot more people downtown, which is a good thing.
That's always a good thing.
And somehow, some way, I don't know. I guess a man really thought that this would help. There was a man that was arrested at a South St. Louis gas station because he was sticking his hand in an ATM. It happened at the Moto Mart on the 3700 block of
Sticking
South
his
Jefferson.
hand in it?
Yeah. He entered the store and he asked a worker where the air pump was at about 11:30 last night. He then walked around more inside the store, and then he went over to the ATM. He put his hands inside the cash dispenser. Thinking that
I think it was like one of those things where you put your hand up there and you can pull out a stuffed animal. He thought he was going to pull out money.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's bad. And you might get your hand caught in there as well. So anyway, some of the highlights there. As we told you, we're packed. Colonel Joe Adams coming up in about 15, 20 minutes. But right now, we talk with our good friend, Illinois Congressman Rodney Davis. Rodney, thanks again for taking some time to join us this morning. We get serious. We have fun with you because you're good. You get it. And by the way, when your political career ends, you need to do radio, right?
Well, I'm hoping that's later rather than sooner, but I appreciate the
Well, J.B. Pritzker gets his way. Your career is over because I saw you were redistricted. You were drawn out of your district.
Yeah, actually, I was drawn into a district with no one else that that spans 35 counties over.
Oh, really?
The
Nice.
Central, southwestern, northwestern Illinois now. So we've got a district we're running in, and we're excited to be able to go back and fight in the majority.
Hey, Rodney, did you go to the State of the Union speech the other night?
I did.
Okay, because there were Republicans that were missing, right?
Yeah, a lot of them were. Look, I didn't go to the last one because they put in COVID restrictions, and that was a good excuse to miss a speech that ends up going way too long.
Hey, what were your general thoughts on the speech? Even the CNN polling and the ABC polling did not favor well to the president. I know he said a lot of things, and heck, he caught my attention, and I was breaking the speech down where it sounded as if it was a Republican speaker up there.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, the polling must be that bad. I mean, think about this. The Speaker of the House has shut the Capitol down for over 700 days. I sent her a plan to reopen it 650 days ago. She dismissed it, of course. But last week, we were told a limited amount of members of Congress in the gallery, no guests whatsoever, because guests can't come to the Capitol anymore, according to the Democrats. And then all of a sudden, over the last weekend, boom, no masks, You sit wherever you want. We'd love for you to social distance. But then we get there. And President Biden, I will give him credit. It was the shortest speech I've ever sat through because he kept talking through all the applause. I was okay with that. But the speech was
I noticed
the
it.
speech was not, it was just not a Democrat speech. And I think that's going to put him on somewhat of an island with the far left, which, hey, let him fight.
Well, when I heard him say we need to secure the border, when I heard him say we need to take care of immigration, he was talking about curing cancer at one point in time. And I'm like, what? What's going on here? Really? We can't defund police. We need to fund police. I'm like, wait, what? Who wrote this?
Yeah, it's like Bill Clinton a few decades ago saying the era of big government's over. What? You're looking at some polling, man, and that's all it is. And I wanted to say, come on, man, like Biden likes to do. Hey, you're coming to our side only for one reason.
Well,
because they're going to lose some power.
Well, you just brought up the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Have you figured out yet what she was doing with her knuckles? Have you seen the video of Nancy? She kind of gets up and she rubs her knuckles together.
Yeah, I mean, I saw her do it in person. I was probably 30 feet away from her. But I also saw her make herself the center of attention during the Trump speech by shaking her head and, all her histrionics and then ripping up the speech the last time the president gave a great speech for a State of the Union in this country. And I just think she's just such a narcissist that she has to be the center of attention.
Oh, there's no doubt. There is absolutely no doubt. When I seen her rubbing her knuckles together, I just could not believe it. It was one of them points in the speech where it actually took away from Biden when he was talking because it was just so obvious.
Yeah. And guys, I actually used to ask Paul Ryan and John Boehner, I'm like, how do you sit there so stoically? And they're like, oh, it's tough. It's tough not to make gestures. It's tough not to shake your head in disgust when they say dumb stuff. I almost said a bad word.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is.
What, before we get more serious with some of the things going around the world, have you ever heard of the country Urania? Are there Uranians now out there somewhere?
Urania?
Yeah, Urania.
Are you talking Eritrea?
I thought that I heard President Biden say that.
Okay. I thought you were giving me a quiz. I was going to give. It's going to be like the next Dukakis with a helmet.
You were there, didn't you hear something spoken about Uranians?
I thought he said Iranians.
Oh,
so I just figured it was a normal Biden faux pas.
We've been trying to figure out, looking at maps, if there was a new country we needed to find out about. So anyway.
Well, the new country's down at the border, the Del Rio sector of Texas, where he had 11,000 people living under one bridge recently. And finally, he's recognizing there's a problem, but proof will be in the pudding whether he backs it up.
What is the latest on that situation at the border when you get some of the intel that you do?
We don't get enough. You guys would be shocked to know that most of the classified briefings I go to, I've already read everything they say to us on Twitter or on news stories. So for us, we fly as blind as the general public when it comes to the Biden administration, but it's pretty obvious. All you got to do is go talk to one Border Patrol agent. They can tell you thousands come across at night. Drug cartels dump humans off on one part of the river. Drugs, fentanyl, meth, everything that's scourging our communities up here comes across in another part of the river because they know Americans will always go to the people first and let the drugs fly by because there's not enough people to stop it because of bad leadership.
Well, it is what it is, regardless of how we feel about it, and it's unfortunate. Rodney, we don't have tons of time with you today. There is a major situation that's going on. We were trying to have some fun with you at first. Major situation going on in Russia and Ukraine. From your perspective and the experience that you have from a political standpoint, how do you put this in perspective? What are we seeing? Because we had even more developments overnight, at least our overnight, and some things that people should be very concerned with in this country.
They should be very concerned. Vladimir Putin is somebody who pines for the old Soviet Union to be put back together and expanded. He's somebody who grew up despising America during the Cold War. I grew up during the Cold War, too. I can remember being in college when the Berlin Wall fell. I was in a current American foreign policy class that semester, and our class teachings changed overnight because of Ronald Reagan. And a lot of folks back then ridiculed Ronald Reagan, but Ronald Reagan, he had his doctrine. It was peace through strength. Remember when his own State Department, his own speechwriters told him, do not say, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall with the Berlin Wall in the background. Well, that Berlin Wall is no longer there. It's only recognized by paint on the street where it used to be, but feet away from where it used to be is a statue of none other than Ronald Reagan, because he held strong to his convictions. Conversely, Vladimir Putin has the same opposite convictions that Ronald Reagan had. That's why he's doing this. That's why he looks at weakness from the Biden administration, and I don't think he expected Europe to finally get some testosterone, and I think that's going to help force America to go along with more sanctions. Stop buying Russian oil. Let's make America energy independent again. I certainly hope that Biden and his team of far lefties get that message.
But Rodney, that's concerning to me. I mean, you even had Nancy Pelosi yesterday, and correct me if I'm wrong, say she was for stopping purchasing oil from Russia. But then Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, came out and said, we're not planning on doing that. The excuse that at least I read and heard about was, well, that will only give another factor with higher gas prices and send prices higher. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not.
Oh, I'm aware, and I don't know where they get their economic advice. But Jen Psaki, I mean, she may want to go back through a few more episodes of The West Wing that she binge watched before she took this job. Hey, and guys, just as an aside, I'm driving to Sullivan, Illinois, rural America, right in the epitome of rural Christian County, Shelby County, Moultrie County. I just drove by a farmhouse with a Ukrainian flag out front.
Wow.
That says where the American people are. The American people want us to help Ukraine. They don't want to send American soldiers there, but my God, why couldn't we have a president who actually said we're going to supply this many fighter jets to the Ukrainian Air Force? We're going to provide this many pieces of artillery to allow Ukrainians to do what we're witnessing, fight for their own lives and fight for their own country.
Rodney, what else is important for the American people to know, our listeners who listen throughout the country on Facebook at 100.7 The Viper and at ViperRocks.com? What else needs to be talked about before we let you go today in the next few minutes?
Vic and you guys, I'm telling you, watch out for the Democrats to move on to a different subject so that they feel Ukraine could get put into the background. It's not a coincidence the entire D.C. media sector today is talking about a revived Build Back Broke program. They want to distract. That whole speech that the president gave was nothing more than trying to triage the blood that they have when it comes to the political landscape in America for Democrats. Don't fall for it. Don't let them distract you. Let's push ahead. Let's make some changes in Washington. Give us a shot, and we will hold them accountable.
Hey, Rodney, what do you think about this baseball situation going on? We know you're a baseball fan. We've talked about Cardinals and Cubs, and, of course, your favorite team, which is neither one of the two.
The world champion Atlanta Braves.
So,
hey, just give my guys more rest since they played later than yours.
Oh my God, that's not even cool. Do you see that being a situation where some sort of mediator will be brought in? Because I thought in the past, hasn't Congress been asked before to get involved in some of these disputes?
No, Congress usually gets involved just to throw around antitrust issues. And
okay, that's
Congress likely won't get involved here unless they can't come to an agreement. And then, some of my colleagues will realize that if we haul in Major League Baseball, if we haul in the Major League Baseball commissioner and the head of the union, that makes good TV, and we can ask questions and we can get our face on TV. So I'm sure some committee will try and bring him in.
Rodney, I guess you worked with this gentleman before, but the former Illinois House Speaker, Michael Madigan, what is the deal with him with racketeering?
Oh, wow. It's about time.
There's only 22 charges.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I never worked with him. Madigan made sure that he spent millions trying to defeat me for 5 election cycles. And I said a long time ago, Mike Madigan's the most corrupt politician in Illinois history. But here's part of the problem, too, guys. You've got a long-time Springfield press corps that covered the State House, that created this aura that somehow nothing could get done without Mike Madigan's approval on it. It led to him being somewhat of a cult hero. And don't think that creating that type of cult hero status wouldn't lead him and his minions that created this criminal enterprise to think that they're untouchable. So we cannot ever allow at Springfield, Illinois, or Jefferson City, or anywhere else, this creation that somehow state legislators are going to be the end-all, be-all when it comes to governing, because it's the people that actually should be governing, not these long-time politicians.
Congressman Rodney Davis from Illinois. Rodney, thanks again for your time. We love it when we have the time with you. I wish you could be on every week. But thanks again for what you're doing. Thanks again for the time. Have a great weekend with your family.
You guys, too. Go Braves.
Oh, my God. You just had to ruin it. Get out of here, Rodney. Get out of here.
See y'all.
All right, Rodney Davis, I appreciate the time. It's great to be able to go through him. That's your first time listening to Rodney.
That's my first time listening to him, yeah. That's why I was kind of more listening than...
No, he's great to have on radio, whether you agree with his politics or not. Okay, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we talk with Colonel Joe Adams about this Ukraine situation. What's China's role in this? We're talking about a man, of course, Colonel Joe Adams, who trained armies in over 40 different countries over his career, now retired, who still has information from all over the world with all of the contacts. He breaks down the situation. When we come back, you're listening to the fastest 2 hours in morning talk radio, and even faster first hour because of the guest. Chris Knight's here. Angela Sharp and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Back with more Edge right after this.
Morning traffic.
It's been a quiet start out there on this Friday for drivers in St. Charles County and Lincoln County. There's still a decent-sized backup, 70 eastbound just east of 170. That's from an earlier 3-car crash that closed up some lanes of 70 for almost 2 hours. Traffic does then back out once you reach Jennings Station Road. And prepare for some new lane restrictions next week in St. Charles County. Drivers traveling eastbound on Route 94 from Newby Road to Zumbell Road should be aware of shifted and narrowed lanes. That starts on Monday. Crews will install barrier walls there and temporary striping on eastbound Route 94 to start construction of an additional eastbound lane between Newby Road and Zumbell Road. Drivers will be able to turn right from Route 94 onto Port West Drive, but drivers exiting Port West will not be able to turn right onto eastbound Route 94. I'm Fox 2 Smalley Roads. That's your Edge morning traffic.
Wake up. The Edge Morning Show.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
People's Bank and Trust is helping you get a grip on your finances with our new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills all from the palm of your hand. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net for more information and to start using mobile banking. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You worked from home, and now home can be anywhere you want with an RV from Bill Thomas Camper Sales. RV travel is the ultimate social distancing for your family, and you know what you have with you and where it's been. For 55 years locally, family-owned, Bill Thomas Camper Sales has had the highest quality for every budget, and they have guidelines in place for your safe shopping experience. Travel in comfort and safety with a visit to Bill Thomas Camper Sales in Wentzville. For details, hours, and directions, go to btcamper.com.
Hi, this is Conrad Bellman at Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters. Carnection means selection. We have over 150 cars, trucks, SUVs, crossovers, and vans. All these vehicles are at our top quality dealership, along with our state-of-the-art service department that's open to the public. Easy to get to, right at the corner of I-70 and 370 in beautiful St. Peters. CarNection always means selection. Open 24/7 online at carnection.com.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FALL.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Morning Edge. Chris Knight's here, Angela Sharp. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Eric Johnson will show up at one point. We've got a lot going on today. Thanks again to Illinois Congressman Rodney Davis, who was just talking about the president's State of the Union speech, what's happening, what he sees from a Ukraine standpoint, the border, all of those things. And, of course, the only problem, none of us can be perfect, right? He likes the brave, so go figure. Rodney Davis. He brought a smile to your face, though, Angela.
He did. He made me chuckle.
All right, we're rocking and rolling on a Friday. It's 8:30. It's March 4th. We talked to our good friend, Colonel Joe Adams. Colonel, we appreciate you jumping in with us today. We are all Colonel till about 8:53. You see what's going on with this crazy situation in Ukraine, this scary situation. We're going to get to that in a moment. But first, our listeners want to know how the music video went with Nelly. The last time you were on with us, you told us that a music video was being shot at your house with Nelly. Is that true, and did it happen?
No, it had to reschedule because some of the car dealers who were going to provide the high-dollar cars, because of the weather, they couldn't do it.
That makes
so
sense.
I think it's postponed now to sometime in April.
Did you offer your tanks?
Well, yeah, that was part of the deal with all these exotic cars in the driveway, including mine. One of the possible stage events would be Nelly rolling down the driveway in a tank. When he could be driving a Ford GT or a Lamborghini, he comes down in a tank. So I thought it was kind of comical.
And when you do this, I need to be off screen. I just need to be there to watch this happen.
Well, the problem is, we have now sold that house, and we are now living in Washington, Missouri.
Okay, so you're done. You're out of Clayton right now.
Right. I've got to pull 3 more motorcycles from the garage and bring them out. But I brought the tank out yesterday, of course, and the military jeeps and all the weapons. And so, no, we're fully in. I've got a Washington, Missouri driver's license now. I'm really somebody.
Oh, how about that? I've got.
I know.
Before you, okay, but now I'm sorry. I look at realtor descriptions of houses, and I've never seen one that would apply to your house. Oh, it also includes a lower level full gun range underneath the house. Who buys? Does that add value to the home?
If you're a gunman, yes. But what happened was the people who bought the home are not gun people, 2 doctors. And so I had to remove the range and relocate it to Washington, Missouri. And a gun shop out here bought the range, disassembled it, and is reassembling it in Washington, Missouri. So it'll be the first indoor range in Washington, Missouri, which serves 2 purposes. Self-serving. With my militia here now, we'll need probably indoor facilities at sometimes, even though most of our training is outdoors. So it's self-serving. It helps my militia. I made a bunch of money on the sale, and the people are very happy with the home because there's no gun range in it.
Well, there you go. We appreciate it. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this conversation.
I'm going to try and keep it down today because I've been up since 4 o'clock on the phone, and I found myself started ramping and raving. So I'm going to do my best to keep a lid on it, but there's no guarantees. Okay.
All right, let's go with it. Chris, you have the button, the delay button. No, it's as bad as it could be, and you've been predicting some of this stuff to happen.
Well, I told you months ago that the Russians are going in. Face the facts. I mean, that was weeks and weeks ago. I knew that, but they've been planning this for a long time. Donald Trump's the only reason that they didn't go in during his administration. He was aligned with Putin, which we should be. This thing's insane. But as of this morning, when I was talking to a major that used to work at the Pentagon, he said we are now officially at war with Russia. Officially, and what he means is it's a proxy war. So now, but there's several aspects of this, of how this developed, and some of these are theories and some of these are facts. A proxy war, of course, by now we're providing weapons to them, okay? So basically we're at war with Russia. And these sanctions that we're placing on Russia is going to come back to bite us in the butt because they're predicting now gas prices going high as $8 or $9 to $10 in California because of this.
Yeah, it went over $5 a gallon yesterday in San Francisco, Joe, already.
Right. So they're predicting another $2 a gallon within the next 3 weeks. So anyway, so now we put sanctions on Russia, and the American taxpayers are paying the price in both directions. But don't you find it odd that the 2 big elements in the Biden crime family saga is, number one, he's in the pocket of the Chinese. The Chinese are loving this, and so Putin sits, and there's different aspects of this. So Putin sits back and says, "Look, eventually China's going to go into Taiwan, and we're not. It's going to be a bloodbath, but it's going to happen, no doubt about it, within the next 4 or 5 years." So now Putin sees that. So he said, "Well, if they're not going to do anything about that as a preemptive measure, then I might as well go on into Ukraine and take my state back." So understand that Crimea and Belarus and the Ukraine is simply a victim of the domino effect. You just take one at a time, and they keep falling. Just like when I was operating in Croatia in '91, I was walking through the house, and I see that Slovenia had seceded from the old Yugoslavia. And I said, as soon as I saw that, I made a phone call, and I headed to Yugoslavia because I knew the domino effect would be it. And of course, Croatia succeeded, then Slovenia, then Bosnia, and it's the same thing as Crimea, okay? Because, Crimea basically is being operated and ran by a totalitarian regime over there. And so Putin, of course, is going in and set up a puppet government, which is just like he did in Afghanistan. They always do that. That's just the way it is. But what it come back to bite Putin in Afghanistan was the fact that the ideology of the people being Islam never permitted or cooperated with the regime that Putin put in place. So it's the same thing all over again, except now the ideology in Ukraine is different because the majority of people are Russian to begin with. I did find it odd the other day, and I'm getting off track here, but I saw a wedding that the media in the middle of all this chaos. This couple was getting married in Ukraine, but you didn't see the indicators. If you notice, these Ukrainians are getting married in a Russian Orthodox church. Now, what does that tell you? I pointed it out to my wife, and she says, like it's right there. This is a Russian state. Ukrainians are a minority. Now, there's there's other theories. I'm talking to several of my associates. What if, knowing that Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have been laundering money in the Ukraine for years, we know it, we proved it, it's out there. Nothing's being done about it. What a convenient time to get rid of the people who were involved in that laundering when Putin invades. Now, so they kind of destroy the paper trail, right, on this invasion. Now, the other theory is, this is great, that Biden has cut an under-table deal with Putin to promote the invasion, at the same time supply weapons, and they both suffer from collateral damage. So it's a good chance that Putin is destroying the paper trail that goes back to the Biden crime family by this invasion. So everybody wins, except for, of course, the innocent people, the Ukrainian citizens, and they're being deceived. So whichever theory is correct, it's one of the three, or is it all of the three? China, money laundering, Putin invasion. It's in there somewhere, and it could be all three.
Where does China come into the mix? We're talking with Colonel Joe Adams, who's worked with armies all over the world, 40 different countries at least. Still lots of intel coming in from across the world. China is our big elephant in the room. There's no doubt about that.
And for Russia also. See, Russia, and the other aspect is Russia is further fortifying his country for the impending problem with China. Why wouldn't you? Now he controls the Black Sea after he takes Ukraine. I mean, it's just, 2 and 2 make 4, but this time it's 2 and 2 makes 6. All these aspects are part of the situation with the Ukraine. Now, there's indicators. I'm strong on indicators. There's always, after there's a situation, you think, well, I should have saw that coming. Biden recently imposed sanctions on any AK-47 ammunition being shipped in the United States by Russia. Okay? Now, why, when the biggest distributor of AK ammunition in the United States is China, he didn't go after China because China's got the dirt on him. So there's the indicators right there. He's always been anti-Russian, whereas Trump was pro-Russian. This country is in worse shape now than it ever has been since the Civil War. There is no longer the United States of America. There's two United States. There is we, the people, United States, who believe in the Constitution and freedom and justice. And then there's the people, the crime family that's running Washington. So there's actually two different groups of people in the United States. And that's basically why I moved to Washington, Missouri, gave up one of the most beautiful homes ever built in St. Louis.
Oh, that's a beautiful home.
To move out to a ranch, to organize and orchestrate the new Washington Guard militia, because militias are popping up all over the country. And that's why I'm here. I sacrificed a home that took me 10 years to build to come to Washington to manage the militia.
Colonel, so one thing that keeps me up at night is if they're doing this, it's calculated. If this is something nefarious behind the scenes, do they know that they can overwhelm the people like yourself that are, patriots that want the country to be the way it is, the United States of America? My question is, will the crime family win this game? Will they win it in coordination with the other countries? Do they know what the outcome is going to be already? Or is there some kind of alternative that can happen that brings the working class people of the world back together and we have, it goes back to normal, in other words?
Well, only if blood is shed, and blood will be shed. Absolutely. They need to kill me.
If blood is shed at this point, don't you feel like, man, it goes nuclear? Don't you feel like if this thing goes any farther up the ladder, Putin just says, okay, we're gonna launch a couple of nuclear missiles and we're gonna start this thing? I mean, don't you feel like that's the tinderbox we're in right now?
Right, his finger's on the button. I mean, we've never come so close, except back in the Cuba crisis, back in the 60s with John F. Kennedy, than we are right now. This thing has gotten so out of control, but this is not something that accidentally happened. This is the plan of the totalitarian regime of the Biden crime family. Now, he's just a puppet, of course, but the bigger people that's pushing the buttons up there. I'm telling you right now, there's two different United States here. I live in a different world in Washington, Missouri, than in St. Louis. It's really sad. But China loves this. The problem is the current administration is breaking this country apart so fast that they open us up for an invasion. And I told you before, China can launch a billion people invasionary tactic in this country and lose a billion people and not even care about it. Still have two and a half billion left. So the reason that people now are scared and are aligning with the militias around the country is because of the coming threat. They're just trying to survive. People just want to live their lives and be happy. And this administration refuses to. And all this stuff is intentional. And those are the only things on the surface that we see. The Border Patrol is begging me to come back and bring a team back down to the border. Border crossings, illegal border crossings, are up 2,000% versus when I was there in the Trump administration as an authority. 2,000.
Hey, Colonel.
And our border. Yes, ma'am.
We have a bunch of people that are very concerned on the line, and they say that you're a survivor and you're going to know the answer as to what people should be doing as far as commodities go, stocks, metals, that kind of thing. What should people be doing right now to kind of prepare themselves for the future?
Well, the scary thing I saw yesterday on the gold market, some of the speculators are saying that gold, before this is over, gold could go to $15,000 an ounce.
What?
Yes. Yep. Gold. I mean, that's if it just goes half that way. What is it now? Close to 3?
Yes.
I mean, that's a sign of the times in the hoarding. But people out here, and I didn't know how many people in Franklin County were organized as far as preppers, but I'm the military aspect of the militia. So you can prep all you want to, but if you can't protect it, then what good is it going to do you? So that's why people are organizing armed militia.
Colonel, as you talk about arming the militia and what you're doing, do you find maybe some critics out there saying, "Oh, you're just old, you're crazy, your whole life was war, that's what you're in, you're losing your mind"?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, so one of my guardsmen came to me yesterday and said, "Hey, Colonel, I was having a conversation with a guy that pulled up in a Biden sticker on his car, and I got the Washington militia on my car, and he says, how can you work for that neo-Nazi, that Colonel Adams?" And the guy says, "Colonel Adams is a neo-Nazi?" And I thought it was kind of funny at first. He said, "Well, yeah." He says, "Organizing the militia, arming this town." He said, "Well, he's here to protect you as well as anybody else. You know, we serve the public and serve the first responders and support them because they're going to be overran someday." I mean, look at Ferguson. We're having in Ferguson. So I said, look, first of all, don't even tell me the guy's name. I don't want to know his name. And I don't respond to that. You know, I've heard I was the hitman for the mafia, all this other kind of stuff. And it just kind of just washes off my back. But I hope that guy's listening to this show because I want to tell him something.
I doubt he's listening to the show.
Well, okay. Somebody called me and told him I said this. I said, "Are you going to call me a Nazi?" Huh? I said, "Well, first of all, they don't nominate neo-Nazis for the Medal of Honor. They do not award a neo-Nazi, one of 7 Americans that ever received the Heroes of Freedom Award. They don't do that. And I've been nominated both and received the Heroes of Freedom Award. So don't give me that. I got a span of 21 years fighting totalitarianism, communism, dictatorships all over the world so people could enjoy the freedom that we take for advantage over here. 21 years. Yeah. 21 years. Then I turn around and spend 12 years with the United States Border Patrol helping this country protect its borders. So don't call me a neo-Nazi. In fact, young man, whoever said that maybe someday we'll get together, but you better hope you're not downrange. Period.
I've studied your life. I verified things that have happened, events in your life, because I couldn't do a story with you on TV until I did. And everything that Colonel did and said, and people, it checked out perfect, which is why we did a story with Colonel on Fox 2, which, by the way, was a major, major story with lots of hits. in regards to everything that you've done across this world. With that being said, last night, or at least our last night, we see Russia take over a nuclear power plant on top of this. Put that into perspective of what that could mean for Europe. And I know sometimes people go, oh, you just in media and radio and TV, you just try to take the worst of the worst and talk about that. But out of everything that's happened, including the innocent lost life, that blew my mind. I'm like, oh my God, they have control of a power plant. I think it's the largest in Europe, second largest.
Yeah, second. Yeah, it's inert right now, but still it's the second largest. But you still got the uranium, probably that came from Hillary, sold out. So who knows? I've got a guy in New Jersey that's supposed to call me later on this afternoon, and he's our nuclear guy. He's our nuclear specialist. So he's going to give me the specs on exactly that plant, because he's been to that plant. He's been to that plant. I think he was one of the United States inspectors. So I'll know more later about the actual impact of that plant. And here's the thing. Now, they say it was Russian troops that did it, okay? No one has identified who those troops are. I mean, I don't trust anybody about anything. All this is intentional. If it could have been a rogue group, it could have been a mistargeted group. No, I don't know that yet. I can only tell you what I know and the theories of all the possibilities that could be happening. But all of this is intentional. I mean, I'm telling you, there's a good chance Biden's even behind this. So, I mean, yeah, I'm telling you. Now, here's the scary. I know the scary thing. Think about this. If Putin, by knows through the KGB and the intelligence services, knows who Biden's contacts were for laundering money. So now Biden could have something on. Putin could have something on Biden, just like China's got on Biden. So we've got an inert president in position. We got countries that both got filthy dirt on the Biden crime family, which melts down through Pelosi and everybody else. So, and Hillary Clinton. I mean, Hillary Clinton is the biggest criminal in this country, in the history of this country.
Why don't we know about this? Because they have. I mean, everybody knows that the media is a shill for the Democratic Party, but that seems so big that it seems like the American people or the people that know would know that Hillary has, sold off the plutonium and that Biden has documents over there. Why is it not so big, if it's true, that we don't know about that?
Well, it is true. It is true. I talk to people and they know all the time. Of course it's true. It's just that people that's in power won't enforce it, period, and probably never will until there's a revolution. But which, by the way, there'll eventually be a revolution in this country. It's inevitable. Damn. All the indicators are there. So, here's the difference between they talk Ronald Reagan was the great leader. Okay, when Russia folded in Afghanistan and then tore down the wall, it was because of financial reasons. Okay, so Reagan had Gorbachev in a position to say, "Hey, you got to cooperate." So Gorbachev, to save face, tears down the wall and leaves Afghanistan. It had nothing to do with what's right or wrong. It had to do with the economy. Now, turn around, Donald Trump's in office. The Russian economy is good, and look at the good he did. He had Russia siding with us, and we should be siding with Russia against China, because China is the common enemy of everyone. That's why Putin's part of the reason Putin went into Ukraine.
But you're seeing, but you see the thread of Putin not wanting to be a democracy. That is really where his mind is that his mind doesn't really care about China or the United States. It's more about the good old days of Lenin and Stalin that he's trying to bring back to Mother Russia. So I don't know that he wants to be really associated with either or. He just sees that the Chinese are like, yeah, do whatever you want, because in a few years, we're going to go take Taiwan. So there's a symbiotic relationship there. Here's a question for you, though. So Biden, and everybody can go, let's go Brandon all day long. Nobody thinks he's doing a good job. He's at a 38% approval rating right now, and that's really not good. Here's my question to you, though. Is Biden doing the wrong thing by just sitting on his hands watching this mess happen, or is there something that he could actually be doing? I kind of feel like he's doing exactly what he needs to be doing right now, and that's just kind of sitting on the sidelines so that there's no nuclear missiles flying all over the place.
What more can he do? Because we got
my question.
Yeah, we got about a minute left.
I'm sure that
minute to 2 minutes.
What would you do, Colonel?
Well,
Would you say?
Well, first of all, it's all intentional. Okay, so the question is not what he can do. The question is what in the future he won't do. He does not have the ability to take on Russia, even though we're fighting Russia now. We're officially at war with Russia through a proxy by sending them weapons.
Okay.
So we're at war. In 1988, when I was in trial for the Iran-Contra hearings, I faced 43 years in the penitentiary for fighting communism in Nicaragua. Okay? A federal judge sentenced me, instead of 43 years, I got sentenced to 1 day of supervised probation and a $50 fine. Now, when the judge comes back, the federal judge comes back and reverses the decision and says, war is war, whether it's declared or covert. So Ronald Reagan, my president, was running a covert war, and I was working for him. Oliver North, General Secord, Admiral Poindexter, we were running a war as a proxy for the United States. So because of my decision and getting 1 day of supervised probation and then had it reversed to where a federal judge made case law saying that war is war, covert or overt, and it can't be a violation of neutrality. Now, these Americans that are signing up to go over there, and I am not going. I've had this conversation every hour on the hour for the last week. I get stopped at Walgreens yesterday. I said, "Are you going to put your team back over in Ukraine?" We're not going to Ukraine. We got enough problems right here in the United States. Why should I go over there? Yeah. So what happened was the federal judge enabled by saying federal law, the declaration, so these Americans that signing up to go over there now can do what I wasn't allowed to do in 1984 and 85. Then I got indicted in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
So the violation of neutrality is out the window, which is punishable by law, and I knew that going down there. But I was fighting communism. What are they going to do? Throw me in prison for fighting communism? They tried. And who tried? The Democrats. Because they were after Ronald Reagan. I took the fifth 52 times in 50 minutes. They get nothing from me. So now American volunteers can go to the Ukraine and fight because of my court decision.
Colonel Joe, we are grateful for your time today. Before you go, how can people follow you and how can people join your militia? The website is just on the website. We don't have a website yet. Washington Guard, the number 9 at gmail.com. Washington Guard, the number 9 at gmail.com, and I'll respond to everybody. And the 9, of course, is for my great, I got to count my fingers, great grandfather, Sam Adams, who organized the Sons of Liberty, who pulled off the Boston Tea Party that started the Revolutionary War. Very proud of that. So I got two. Do I have another minute? I got a cute story for you. So I'm going in Walgreens. There's a trash bag in front of the door from Culver's Chicken Place or something. Let me just drop the trash bag. I pick it up, and I throw it in the trash can. A little old lady, 86 years old lady, says to me, "Sir, I saw what you did, and that was very thoughtful." I said, "Well, ma'am, I'm the commander of the new Washington Guard militia in this county, and we don't go around the problem. We resolve it." She said, "Oh, my God, you're the guy. I was at the town hall meeting when you took over the town hall meeting and confronted all those people running for office." She said, "You just took over the whole meeting." I said, "Well, I was there for security. I was tired of the questions that were being asked, and so I stepped up and said, would you sign an affidavit allowing a mosque to be built in Franklin County?" And they all answered yes. Wrong answer. And I said, "Well, why would you do that?" "Because we can't discriminate against religion." I go, "Oh, that's the trick question. So you recognize as a candidate that Islam is a religion and not an ideology." I said, "Well, you're done. You're through." He said, "You're out of order." I go, "No, you're all out of order." Colonel Joe, we're going to send Angela over to see you in Washington, Missouri for her to learn how to shoot a gun.
That would be awesome.
Don't screw with me.
So do it, in other words. And maybe he'll even let you shoot his tank.
I do need to learn how to shoot a gun.
My tank, which, by the way, has a 1919 A1 Browning machine gun on it. So.
I told you, see? It
there
works.
You go. I can see.
Sign me up. I need to learn.
Hey, Joe, have an awesome weekend, my friend. Thank you.
Okay, I'll text you a picture of the tank out here in Washington. Put it on your face.
Send it to me, and let us know if you get any intel from your friend in New Jersey. Thank you so much.
Okay, roger that. I'm out.
All right, Colonel Joe Adams. We're way past break, but that's all right. It's been a great first hour. We'll talk more about Colonel Joe coming up after the break. Also, where the United States says they could start buying oil from if it wasn't going to be Russia. It almost seems like it's all played out, and it's a Middle Eastern country.
I can't.
Pete Buttigieg is behind it. We'll talk. We got so much more fun in this next hour. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp. I'll send you the picture as soon as I get it. The tank you'll be in.
I can't wait.
With your social media, you have pictures of you in a tank. Oh, I can't wait to see it.
That'd be so fun.
I'm Big Faust of Fox 2. Back with more right after this.
Edge Morning Traffic.
Happy Friday. Molly Rose joining you from the Viper Traffic Center. Right now, debris reported 270 westbound. That's past Lindbergh, and one lane is closed. It's the right lane. Crash 64 eastbound past Spady. It's over on the left shoulder. And then we have an earlier crash that's 70 eastbound to Bircher Boulevard. It's up on the ramp, not impacting you on the interstate. Starting Monday out in St. Charles County, there's a bit of new road work happening. So drivers traveling eastbound on Route 94 from Mugi Road to Zumbel Road should be aware of shifted and narrowed lanes. That's due to some new construction. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge Morning Traffic.
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Live on 100.7.
The Viper.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S. F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
The Edge Morning Show. Yeah, we know we don't start as early as the other shows because we're a lot smarter.
My daughter used to be a shining star. I would tell her, there's nothing you can't do. Now, it's like living with a stranger. It happens so fast. Centerpoint Hospital, real help for addiction and hope for a bright future.
If a young person dear to you is facing substance use, the Changing Point at Centerpoint Hospital now offers adolescent treatment solutions with detox, 4-week residential, and outpatient treatment. The Changing Point for Adolescents at Centerpoint Hospital. Hope for a bright future.
Taco Bell presents a get-out-of-bedtime story. It's time to wake up from this amazing dream, even though you're jet skiing on lemonade. How extreme! And oh, look at that, you just won the lottery. Is that a castle? Take the keys, it's your property. What's better than swimming in space? Just wait for the big reveal. It's Taco Bell breakfast and it's actually real. So it's time to wake up and bid your dreams farewell. Because toasted breakfast burritos are waiting for you, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only.
Journey in concert. Freedom Tour 2022. March 21st at Enterprise Center. Journey with very special guest, Toto. Tickets on sale now at JourneyMusic.com. Don't miss Journey Live. Produced by AEG Presents.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
The graphics are so real on this video game console I bought with the savings from switching to Progressive 10 years ago. I can't tell what's real and what's the game, which I think is what people want. You know, in the future, which it is currently.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Now another hour of the Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles. The Edge Morning Show.
Get a grip on your finances with People's Bank and Trust's new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills with ease and all from the palm of your hand. Activate your phone today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Viper weather with legendary chief meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Viper meteorologist Dave Murray. It's Friday, the weekend right on the doorstep. Partly sunny skies on this Friday. It's chilly out the door this morning, but a nice warm up this afternoon. Also this afternoon, look for a general increase in clouds. 65 for the high today. Tonight, lots of clouds, 52. Over the weekend, it's an unsettled stretch because we have two weather systems that will come into play. But I want to stress, especially during the daylight hours, there's going to be a lot of dry time. On Saturday, a beautiful springtime day. Partly sunny, windy, and warm. 75 for the high. The record is 84 from 1956. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, a couple on the strong side Saturday night as we only drop back to 50. Then Sunday, I'm going to call it partly sunny. Going to be optimistic. There could be a couple of spotty showers, but again, a lot of dry time during the day. 62, a much better chance of strong showers and thunderstorms around on Sunday night. Some of those storms could also be strong to severe. A little better chance of severe weather as we go into Sunday night versus Saturday night. But again, both nights are going to be fairly active. From the Viper Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Now back to the Edge on 100.7, The Viper.
Whipper River Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We got your morning headlines here at 9:04 on this March 4th, Friday. There's a multi-car crash on eastbound 70 near Jennings Station Road. That caused some delays this morning for those who are traveling out in that area, or if you need to find a different route, go ahead. You now know, or let people know. Also in South St. Louis, there was a man at a Moto Mart that was arrested overnight because he tried to stick his hand in the ATM machine and pull money out. Police were called. He was arrested at the scene, and
That's not how the money works, but that's fine.
And he feels shame now, I'm sure. We'll see. How about Air Canada returning with service between St. Louis and Toronto? That will happen in May. And you guys ever been to Toronto?
I have.
Oh, yeah. The 3 of the 4. Chris, you ever been to Toronto?
No.
3 of the 4 people in this room have been to Toronto. How about that? That's kind of crazy. Secretary of State Ashcroft held a voter registration drive at Parkway West High School. That happened. Also, trying to get as many people signed up for the election to be able to vote legally in the elections that are coming up. You've also got a person who intentionally set fire to a historic St. Louis business in downtown a couple days ago. Police are still looking for any witnesses on who might have done that. O'Fallon firefighters are warning against burning anything outdoor, including Chris. We did a story on fox2now.com. You can see some of the aerials we had of some areas that burned because vegetation is dead. The warmer weather and wind has dried out that vegetation, and now if a spark happens, a fire is shooting up pretty fast. Right. Also, the CDC director, Rachel Walensky, a Washington University alum, back in town yesterday, said the CDC is ready for any new variants that could be coming. I just report it. I'm just telling you what was happening. So there you go. That's Look at Your Morning Headlines. I'm Vic Faust.
This is Sharp on Sports. Now, here's Angela Sharp.
The NFL and the NFLPA have agreed to drop all COVID-19 protocols effective immediately. And Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signed a bill into law on Thursday that bans transgender girls and women from playing on school-affiliated female sports teams. That legislation goes into effect immediately. And you know, this whole MLB thing is stressing me out. So here are the 3 rule changes the MLB wants to implement. They want to ban the shift, they want a pitch clock, and oversized bases. Now, these rules can't go into play until 2024, unless the union agrees.
Well, that's when they'll start playing baseball again.
MLB wants them for
2024.
2023. Of course, they met yesterday for about 90 minutes, but it's unknown when they will meet again. And of course, we've got the Missouri Valley Conference going on downtown. I got that coming up later in entertainment. That's sports.
The Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Edge. What a first hour we just had. One of the best we've had in a long time, and it was less of us, more of great guests. Congressman Rodney Davis joining the show, talked about a variety of things. Colonel Joe Adams just jumping in as well. Really have to put your mind around everything that could possibly be happening with Joe, because Joe says things that aren't popular. They may sound the Colonel says things that may sound not popular. And a little bit out there, but then again, he's been around and still connected on a lot of reasons. And I can tell you this, that house that he voluntarily left in Clayton, bought and paid for, absolutely gorgeous, in a perfect spot with a massive, massive garage, which is bigger than most people's houses to put tanks in, of course. You have to.
Of course, right.
It makes you think twice about what he thinks, says, and hears across the country, because we already know our national media doesn't tell us the full story, and they never have. I mean, we got that from Donald. Donald, when he joins us and talks about how he watches the world news from China, from Europe, from those types of news organizations where it's completely different. So there you go.
Did it shift your mind today, Angela? Were you like, oh, this is interesting? I didn't know this.
like I said earlier, I believe in working on my inners. Now, did I ask everybody where I buy gold after we went to break? Absolutely, I did.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of working on your inner and maybe, preparing for the future. But I do need to learn how to shoot. Apparently that might come up quicker than I originally anticipated.
That's funny. That is good.
So there's that.
It is Friday, and while we cover everything here, you guys know that. Hope everybody has some plans and does some fun stuff for the weekend. Angela's going to let you know coming up some of those things that are going on. Do you have that already ready to go?
Yeah,
too?
you want me to go through that?
First, Eric, are you anywhere this weekend?
Cape Girardeau.
Platinum Rock Legends is going to Southeast Missouri.
Are you guys really in Cape this weekend?
We're in Cape Girardeau this weekend.
Those people in Cape will have you been there before?
College Town has to love you, right?
Yeah. So we have there's a mechanism for PRL. First is shock and awe. You go into a town. You go into a town. Nobody knows what the hell they're looking at. The second one is kind of like, hey, did you see those guys? And they show up kind of timidly. And then the third time you go into a town, it's like it's all out brawl. They're ready for us.
They're ready. They're ready to party.
I heard you say the Arch Madness is coming up this weekend. We know that.
I did. So on Friday we got Missouri Valley Conference. There's a game tonight at 6. Tim Allen is at the Stiefel tonight at 8 o'clock.
Tim Allen.
What?
Yeah. I don't
Love
think we
Tim
got
Allen.
the Stiefel.
Yeah, we didn't get
Stiefel
much
brings
as
in
way
top
as
notch.
like
Ron with Stiefel, they bring in top notch guests.
Nice.
we didn't get much in way of advertisement for that one, so that one kind of surprised me. Cole Wenzel, country music guy, he's at Chaffetz at 8. We have an ambush game at 7:30 tonight. If you want to come
I'm
hang
coming,
out,
dude. I'm coming.
No,
I
he's
thought you
not.
were going to the cave.
No.
You just said you were going to cave.
No, that's tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not that far of a drive. I can
Okay.
get there.
You're not going to the ambush.
I'm going to
game.
the ambush. Get me tickets.
He says this every week.
Get me
and
tickets.
No weeks does he come.
Yes, I'm going.
Saturday, we got a Missouri Valley Conference game at 2. The Billikens have their basketball at 3 at the Chaffetz. Anderson East, you might remember he used to be dating Miranda Lambert. He's at Delmar Hart.
Who?
8, Anderson East. He's like a folky country. He's not
So
really
he
country.
dated Miranda after Miranda and Blake Shelton broke up.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. I'm glad you're keeping up with
So
where
he was the
Miranda's at.
rebound.
He was
Okay.
the rebound. Yeah, she's now currently married
Never
and
heard
not
of him.
him.
Who's Miranda Lambert?
Oh, jeez.
It's
Sunday, we got Mo
we
Valley.
talked
at-
about Miranda Lambert.
Sunday, we have Mo Valley at 1. We have Daniel Tiger. So if you small children, Daniel Tiger and his neighborhood of friends comes to the Stiefel at 2 o'clock. I think that would be so much fun to go see. I just have no children to go take with me, so I can't be the creepy lady there. And then ambush again on Sunday at 4.
You can go without kids.
I think you'd look like a psychopath.
Who's at the they would call police. And
It would look nuts. If I'm sitting there like, yeah. Wookie Mookie, Daniel Tiger. And I'm out. They're kicking me out. That's fine.
Is anything at the factory this weekend? I wasn't even paying attention.
There was nothing noteworthy at the factory.
It just seems like they've had so much lately.
They have so much going on, though. You definitely need to check them out if you're into that. And I see the comments on here. Yes, I said oversized spaces.
I was gonna
MLB
get there.
wants to bring them from 15 to 18 inches to, they claim, to stop injuries and such.
Just put a mattress out there.
And not like you're envisioning like the oversized item. It's not that way.
I
It's
think
just a
MLB
little-
should put a keg out at second base. I think that would be awesome.
We have that at any beer league around town.
I got you.
Not. And gas, we're told $3.75 a gallon in St. Charles right now.
It's $3.75 where I came from, so I was shocked. I got gas on the way in today at $3.44 out here.
It's on its way.
In Lake. So if you see it cheap, get it, fill it up.
I said it during the Joe interview, but gas went over 5. I think it was 5.05 in San Francisco yesterday already. It's just a matter of time.
It's not even summer. It's
Now,
not driving season.
Do you like
It's crazy.
conspiracy things? Because I have a friend in the trucking world who claims that if diesel gets up to $7, the truckers are going to do just a 1 day not driving.
Huh?
Yeah. And he was telling me that people don't understand what an impact a 1 day stoppage for the truckers would have on your stores.
So it's a boycott for what
Because
reason? I mean,
the
not
$7
boycott.
in gas. They don't want the $7 in gas.
Okay.
They don't like the.
You take
so
all trucking out for 1 day, good God. because
that's what he was trying to explain, and he was saying if you want to be prepared as the gas starts to increase.
wow,
maybe
Drew says
grab
gas
some
went up
stuff.
22 cents overnight, just overnight last night.
Dude,
That makes sense. When I left my house today, it was $3.75 where I live, and it's
Economists-
$3.44 out here in Lake. St. Louis.
Economists say if it goes up 7 cents or more in any given day, you're in trouble. And it's been going up consistently 5-7 cents a day, and it's not stopping. So drill, baby, drill. That's all I can say.
It's
you
not
have
stopping. So if you are into those conspiracies, you might want to, stock those non-perishables up while you can, because if they don't go to work for a
Well,
day,
that may not
does
even
have
be
a-
conspiracy. That's just a matter of whether it happens. And I would, I'd bet a whole lot that it will happen.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it too. That's why just passing on the information I know.
What does it take to fill your tank, Vic? I mean, I'm sure you're looking at the pump when you leave now. I never used to. I would stop at about 45 and be like, okay, cool, whatever.
Around that, yeah,
Dude, it was
45.
$70 the other day for my car. I didn't get
my
a bigger
God.
car. I didn't get a bigger car.
Your
but
gas tank didn't get
and
expanded.
And then that's kind of when I was like, you know what? People who are wealthy, people who have money that don't need to worry about it, even they're going to take notice when they go, this is an issue because I have Alexa, whatever it is, and it was $45 a couple days ago. Now it's $70. Okay, I'm wealthy because I know how to spend money properly. This is wrong. So it's not just about getting the poor people or the middle class people or the upper middle class. It's going to hit everybody.
But they're not going to feel it as the lower class, lower and middle class is going to
Correct.
feel it.
You're
I
right.
mean, you're going to feel
Right.
it. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and you got some kids to
Right.
support or whatever, that hurts.
Right.
Like, what are you going to do? Ride your bike to work?
Right.
That hurts.
No, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Eric from the Facebook line, where exactly are you playing in Cape Girardeau?
I don't
Because we have listeners all over the country, and somebody wants to know because they want to come
I
see
wish I
you.
came prepared. I really do. I don't know.
Okay, is it on your website or something?
I'm the bass player. I'm just above the janitor of the band. I'm literally me and the janitor have smoke breaks. It's just that's how low on the totem pole I am.
Hold on.
You're just like the feather just being blown all around,
Yeah.
and it just
Yeah.
kind of lands where it lands.
Yeah. The new roadie that we got, yeah, I'm under him.
Jury Plaza Hotel.
Jury
Cape
Plaza
There we go,
Hotel. The
see?
conference center.
The
Yeah.
what?
It's
You're playing at a Drury Inn?
Conference center.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like a small. It's like a venue of some sort that you put your amps in and you just.
Well, I
turn
hope
them up
they
real
have that
loud.
away from the rooms.
Huh?
I hope that conference center is far away
I
from
hope
the rooms.
not. I hope they shut us down.
Got a lot of people talking about this possible trucker shortage, and somebody said Walmart trucks won't stop. It doesn't matter if they stop or not. I ran into a Walmart the other day. There was hardly anything in the Walmart that I went into as far as stuff
Oh, I
goes.
totally forgot. I'm glad you brought this up.
What?
I've shared my experiences from the steam room, of course.
Of course you have, yes.
And there hasn't been anything odd or out of the ordinary recently, which is a good thing.
Okay.
However, I did have, Eric. I almost texted you a picture, but I was in such a hurry. Out of necessity, I had to go to a Walmart Supercenter 2 days ago.
Okay.
So I had my first shopping experience at a Walmart Supercenter.
Well, I can't wait to hear
Hopefully
this.
you're in your pajamas.
Number one, everybody moves at a snail's pace.
I know.
Everybody, the aisles are back. It was packed.
Yes.
I'm like, what is, there's no storm coming. It was packed.
Yep.
They
don't smile at you. They don't smile at you.
It seemed to be more of an elderly crowd, more at where I was, at the one I was.
Okay.
I will say that the few times I've been to Walmart, it has been more of an elderly crowd.
Everybody moves slow. Everybody talks slow, and of course that's bad for me because
I like to get
I
in and
move
out.
fast. Yeah, I move fast.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of like a hurricane, and it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I was shocked at how much was there, how many different types of items.
Oh my God!
It blew my mind. I was like, oh, everything was in stock.
Oh, I'm
plentiful,
surprised.
except the one reason I went there.
Starbucks coffee.
It never fails.
Wait, I am actually shocked by this. The Walmart I went to had hardly anything in it as far as
Where was
stock.
that? Can we ask?
Yeah, you sure can. It was Kirkwood.
The Kirkwood Walmart.
Yep.
Okay.
Vic, what did you need? Why did you go to that Walmart?
Okay.
Did you go to a huge superstore for one thing?
I went to the one out in St. Peter's off Highway K.
Yeah.
Because it was closest to this radio station.
Yeah.
And I went there to get this Fairlife protein chocolate milk.
Okay.
Because my boys love it.
Now, who doesn't? Go ahead.
And
Who doesn't? What are you talking about? Okay, continue.
So I go, and they had one container with 4 of them in there because you can only find this at the Walmart. They've got a. I mean, I was willing to go back into Schnucks and spend money on this.
Right.
Is it cheaper at the Walmart?
No, it's the only place they have it.
Oh, okay.
They've got a monopoly on the
Yeah.
Fairlife chocolate
And-
milk protein milk.
Okay.
And you got to walk all the way to the back to get it.
And you walk all the way back to the right. So you do love it then. You know exactly
Dude,
what
I
I'm
could-
talking
I could
about.
be
He
a-
wasn't kidding. I thought he was joking.
I could be a merchandiser over there.
So
Seriously.
the one item, they had 4. So then I had to go back yesterday again. And guess what?
What?
They had one more 4-pack in there.
One 4-pack at a time.
like-
That's what you're purchasing.
I was like, you mother truckers. I hate this Walmart Supercenter.
Every
Because
time
it's not like you just race there and go in because there's 1,000 cars in the parking lot. Everybody's moving slow. And you can't, and it's like I'm like moving in,
Yeah.
dodging
Yeah.
this. And,
Vic, Pam says you can find Fairlife at Costco.
oh, okay. I haven't been to Costco looking for it. Thank you. I'll be there. I do,
Do
have
you
a
have
membership.
I was going to
Yeah,
ask.
but
do
you have to buy a
membership?
pallet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's all
it's-
right.
it's-
Yeah, Vic's like, that's all right. That'll save me from going to Walmart.
If he was going to Walmart for a 4-pack, he's going to have to go in there.
I
and get
have
like
a 17-year-old boy and a 14-year-old boy.
700 pack.
They'll drink it up
Yeah.
just fine, hopefully.
It seems like the one thing I never find in Walmart is Starbucks Keurigs. They're always gone. You can't find those. You guys aren't big coffee drinkers, but man, that's the one thing. You get to that part of the aisle and it is gone.
That's awesome. One of our listeners just texted me a picture. He has 6 giant cartons of the Fairlife protein chocolate
That's
milk
why you couldn't get any.
in his refrigerator. Look at
That's why
that.
you couldn't get any.
Sell it to Vic. Double your price. Make a
Judson
profit.
says Kroger and Sam's also has it
No.
big, but I don't think we have a Kroger
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah. Man, if you're not drinking
There it
Oval,
is.
if you're
There
not
it is.
drinking Ovaltine, you're not drinking chocolate milk. That's for sure.
Ovaltine.
If you're not drinking Ovaltine, you're not drinking chocolate
Well,
milk.
okay, what is this? I know we cover everything here, not to be stupid, but Vic, yep. Don't be in a hurry the first week of the month for people who get paid once a month. That's why Fairlife milk is cheap there. I buy it to make my own yogurt in my Instapot. I thought I was getting something that wasn't even that popular.
To be honest, I had never heard of it, so at least you're cooler than me.
Nestle's
Now
Quick
I-
is the best.
Now I can go once a day and get a 4-pack.
Why don't you get the? Just go to a Quick Trip and get the one with the bunny
And
on
it
the
takes me
front.
40 minutes to do the entire trip. And not even slow inside the
Yeah,
store,
yeah.
but getting out of the damn parking lots. Everything's just
Oh,
so...
you're right about that.
Yeah,
Why-
you can't go to Walmart in a hurry.
So can I ask you, what is the option? Schnucks, I guess, is the option, correct?
Deerbergs?
Schnucks,
Deerbergs.
Deerbergs, Walmart,
Yeah, but
Aldi.
Yeah, but if you want a fuzzy pillow, you can't get a fuzzy pillow at Deerbergs.
No, you
Maybe
cannot.
they have an
Target,
aisle.
Target.
Yeah, Target.
Well, then you go to Target, but that's a little more bougie.
Do you go
Target.
Do you go to Target, Angela?
I love Target, but I also hate Target because you'll go in there for one thing.
And they don't have it.
Like, no,
No,
they'll have it.
you
You'll go in
leave.
there for like a deodorant, which costs like $5, and
Right.
you'll leave, and you're like, how did I spend $212? Like, what
Why
happened?
did I need this house plant?
Because you just walk through and you're like,
Target does. They do a
they
good
like
job at
pop
that.
something in there, and you're like, I need
Yes,
this.
yes.
I didn't need any of that.
No, that's why they're very
They're really good at it.
No, they'll make you. When you walk past, you're like, oh,
I need
you know
this.
what? I'm going to redo a room.
Yeah. I have wood flooring and I have a damn vacuum cleaner. How did that
How
happen?
it's so weird.
By the
So
way,
much
if people
stuff.
didn't remember, I gave that update earlier in the week. Target in some cities and where the markets are competitive, now paying up to $25 an hour.
Heard this. $25
Well, there's
an
inflation for
hour.
you because guess what? Who was it that did that?
Target.
Target.
Not in every market, but where they can't get people to work.
Morons. Because guess what? That adds to inflation. If you start to give kids if you give kids that are 17 years old in high school $25 an hour, everything is going to go up. Price of cars, price of bread, price of coffee, price of everything is going to blankets, pillows, the whole 9 yards. So these companies that can do this, man, they should not do it. I mean, for 17-year-old jobs, that's just my opinion. I think that you
Well, it's
can,
not just 17-year-olds who work there. Just
right, but those jobs, those remedial jobs, they're meant and they're built for those kind of people. They are. So if you think it's cool, and maybe it is, I would love to have made $25 an hour at 17
you
years
can't call
old.
them remedial jobs.
Really?
Yeah, you
Seriously?
can't.
No,
It's
that's
just-
the new. It's not looked upon as being a minimum wage job. anymore.
Really?
Yeah, that's the whole verbiage.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about then.
And
think about
those
it.
are the media releases that we get at the TV station. These are supporting at $25 an hour and benefits.
Okay.
I guess they are.
No,
serious.
I'm happy for the people that do get the. I am. I am. But on a macro level, there's macro economics and there's microeconomics. Macro level, you have $25 an hour. Guess what? That's not free, people, and that's cool. But everything you pay for, your shopping cart just went from $100 to $215.
No, it's a great point. It is. It totally makes sense.
That's part of inflation. So,
Hey guys, study just came out. Survey: 31% of people said they'd give up dinner to have a second breakfast instead. What I mean by that is breakfast food.
no.
25% said the opposite, like you.
That's me.
They would give up breakfast to have
I give
two
up
types
breakfast.
of
Yes.
dinner foods.
I have dinner food for all my meals.
They also said that in the survey, the 31% of people who said they'd give up dinner because they'd want a second breakfast, which would be me, that 65% that the breakfast foods taste better for dinner.
I agree.
And 65% also admitted that making dinner leftovers into their next day breakfast.
Not me.
Yeah. Ugh.
If
That
it goes,
doesn't make
if
sense.
it goes,
Wait, what? I use my dinner for next
65% also admitted to making dinner leftovers into their next day
Oh.
breakfast.
every time.
Okay, this is how we're all different.
not me, man. If it goes past 4
One of
minutes
the
on the
draw-
plate, it's gone.
One of the draws, apparently, to breakfast food that came back in the study was that it can be sweeter than dinner foods.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I see how it's sweeter. I just don't. I mean, I'll eat bacon, but that's pretty much
Top
the only
breakfast foods: eggs, omelets, pancakes.
Wait, where's French toast?
Top sides: coffee. I didn't consider that as a side.
I didn't either.
Sausage, bacon, milk, orange juice, fruit, and toast.
French toast.
That was a slam dunk survey right there, I'm afraid.
I only eat
Slam
dinner
dunk.
foods, but I see
No,
that
no,
people
there's-
like breakfast food. My mother's one of those
I,
people.
one of the
loves
quality of
breakfast
life things I talk about all the time
Uh-huh.
is do a gig downtown somewhere.
Okay.
Get ready to leave the venue.
Okay.
And then aim yourself right at a Denny's.
Courtesy
or,
diner.
Or a courtesy diner, yes.
I love courtesy diner.
Yes, or eat right.
Yeah, eat right. Don't eat it all.
And then it's 2, 3 in the morning and you're just looking at your watch going, why do you not do this every single night? Just because it's heaven on earth.
Okay, I can see it after a gig like that. I could see some breakfast late at night after.
Speaking about breakfast, do you leave the toaster in or out? I
Out.
didn't even know this
Has
was
to
a
be
question.
out. If you use a toaster, it's got to
In
stay
or
out.
out of where?
Out of the cabinet.
Put out of a cabinet or in a cabinet.
Oh, don't ever come to my house. Everything's out where it should
Yeah.
be, so I can use it on a daily basis.
Yeah, 74% say you leave it out. But what shocked me was that 23% of people say you put it away. And then 4% said it just depends on the day.
Those are people that are very clean and organized.
See, there's
Good for
levels
you.
of cleaning your kitchen. You have the everyday liver like an Angela
That's
and
me.
myself.
Okay.
Everyday liver. However, if you have special guests coming over,
Oh, yeah.
you will unplug them and put them away
That
so
is
that
true.
it looks like a Martha Stewart place. But that's, maybe once a year.
Well, as we go to break, we give you a beautiful shot from the arch overlooking, well, I'll call it the Metro East. It looks beautiful this morning from the shot. The sun's shining.
That's a bonus.
And I can say that because I'm quasi from the Metro East. When we come back, we'll talk about where the United States is talking about maybe getting oil from now. Is it better to get oil from Russia or this country?
No.
And I am not kidding.
I know you're not, and I'm mad about it.
We'll get into it. Yeah, but you want to drive your hot rod car,
I
right?
do. I do want to drive my hot rod car. Can we just, what are we doing? Pumping some oil in some land that we got here. Can we do that?
There we go. There we go. All right, Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp, and Vic Faust of Fox 2, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. It's 9:27. Back with more right after this.
Best music compilation.
The Edge Morning Show.
I never miss it.
Saving at the Home Depot means you can do more for less. Like making dishwashing easier with this KitchenAid dishwasher, complete with third-level rack and a Pro Wash cycle that adapts to each load. Enjoy savings on top-rated appliances online, in-store, or on the Home Depot app. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last. Valid February 10th through March 2nd, 2022. Free delivery applies to orders of $396 or more.
Spectrum Glass is known for their quality work on windshields, but they do so much more. Spectrum Glass also specializes in residential, commercial, and automotive window tinting. Reduce the heat, reduce the fading, and increase your comfort with professional window tinting from Spectrum Glass. Serving St. Charles and surrounding counties since 1995, Spectrum Glass is still your premier company for windshield replacement. And with free mobile service, they come to you. 636-294-1800 on Facebook and SpectrumGlassOnline.com.
Hey, it's Shanny for Mascots Bar and Grill, and I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a place to watch the game with friends, Cardinals, Blues, whatever, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. If you're looking for a place for happy hour, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. Heck, grab some friends, get a table, and play rock and roll bingo every night and twice on Saturdays at Mascots Bar and Grill. You can win some great prizes. Seriously, great prizes at Mascots for playing rock and roll bingo. And it's absolutely free to play. Wednesday night is ladies' night, and you won't believe the specials they have going on there. Come by for lunch. They're the home of the legendary lunch special. You go tell them you're FOS, you're a friend of Shanny's, and you want that big old burger and fries for just $5, and they're going to give it to you fresh and hot, just the way you ordered it, and it's so delicious, and you don't have to do the dishes. If you go once, you will go again and again. Mascots Bar and Grill, home of the legendary lunch special.
Hi, it's Julie again with Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville, Missouri, located at the intersection of Wilmer Road and Interstate Drive. We offer on-site security and 24/7 access. We are proud to have served as your one-stop shop for all your moving and storage needs since 1984. Right now, we are offering $25 off moving or a free month storage for new customers. For more information, visit us at bensmovingandstorage.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook for future storage sales. Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville.
Hi, this is Curtis Parks. I'm the owner of Complete Auto Body and Repair. Now that things are back open, the vaccines are out, we are ready to get back to work. The kids are home, and I'm sure you're ready to go back to work too. We are hiring all positions. We are looking for everyone and anyone that wants to make life better for themselves, and we want you now. CompleteAB.com is where you apply. CompleteAB.com. Join the complete experience. No more sitting at home. Let's get back to work. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixed the car.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to tap into human emotion, first with some music. Then in a serious tone, I'll say, save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. And even though it was about saving money with Progressive, we'll fade out the music so you know it was poignant. Wow, powerful stuff. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're listening to the one and only Edge. It is the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp. I'm Vic Faust from Fox 2. Happy Friday. The weather is going to be absolutely amazing tomorrow. Get out and enjoy it if you can. And we may not even have rain on Sunday either.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Which would be a change as well.
Yeah.
Temperature's looking good. Enjoy what appears to be spring here, at least for the weekend.
Because opening day is coming up. Opening day. Can't wait for that.
We're supposed to have a few snowflakes by the end of next week, but not
You
snow.
mean liberals? No, that's not what you meant.
That's not what I meant. No, not by any means.
He's talking about the wet snowflakes.
Oh. I'm not. Just move on.
All right.
Just please go.
We don't want no snowflakes.
Just
Vic.
go.
Yeah.
Just keep.
Tell Glenn keep the snow away from here.
Do we want gas from Iran?
No.
Gas from Iran.
That's where we're looking to buy oil as part of
What's
the
wrong
new
with you,
Iran
man?
as part of the new Iran deal. Pete Buttigieg has now floated the idea that that's what America is looking at as part of this new Iran deal, to buy gas from Iran instead of Russia, which
didn't we
is putting us between a rock and
Or
a
we
hard
could just
place.
buy it from ourselves.
Didn't
Iran
we get gas
is
in Iran
becoming.
when Bush was in there?
I can't remember. I can't remember. But you're also talking about now dealing with another country with nukes
that hate us.
That
would take hostages
and
of
then, I mean, estimates have us purchasing around 600,000 barrels of oil a day from Russia. Put that in
I
perspective.
think that's high, but you're okay.
I mean, well, I've seen anything from 356
Yeah.
to 600.
Right, there you go. But who cares? If it's that, we can replace that gap quickly.
Are you laughing at the Facebook line?
No, I'm laughing at Angela.
I think he's laughing the way I'm sitting in the studio.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody sit like that, but that's all
I
good.
sit like this all the time. I can't get comfortable over here, so you
How
guys
tall?
can't
How
see
tall?
me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7.5".
Okay.
Oh,
I have
because
this-
the half matters, right?
It does. It does. It does. So I have my legs up on around the computer here, and I guess it looks.
I think Eric would take an extra half inch too.
Just round up.
I
You're
can't-
5'8".
no, I'm
You're
not-
5'8". No,
I'm
I'm
not
not gonna
that
lie.
tall.
My doctor might call in and tell me how wrong I am. Come on, you're 5'8". You're 5'8".
No, but I have tall friends, and they'd be like, she's 5'7.5". Not 5'8".
That's how a woman would describe her friend.
Well, for sure.
Oh, you know they're that catty, Vic.
Hannah's very
Vic!
tall. Hannah's not going to say I'm 5'8". She's going to say I'm 5'7.5".
Vic, they're catty. A half an inch to a woman without their heels on. Come on, dog. You know what I'm talking about too.
Well, you know what?
You know what I'm talking about.
Guys always say they're taller than what they are too.
That is true. Guys always
Guys
lie.
don't give a damn.
Guys do.
always lie. That's a whole thing. Like
I've
if you,
never seen a guy give a darn about height or anything.
If you check out like anybody's TikToks where they go through people's dating profiles,
Yeah?
it always
Well,
says
that's
the guy's
different.
height, and then they will go meet the guy, and the guy
Wait a
is
second.
really
Wait a
a
second.
short king.
There's dating on TikTok.
Well, they make fun of. Basically, they're like, so I went out with this guy. Here's his profile. His profile says he's 6'2". I met him, and he's a short king. He's 5'8". You know what I mean? So, like, guys are always lying about their height because height matters to women. You become more. Yes. I will tell you from a female's point of view that the taller you are, the more points you get on hotness, no matter what your face looks like.
I do know that the girls love the body stats. They love the body stats.
You're saying that size matters?
I would really like to talk about COVID all of a sudden. Let's just go back to COVID.
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Because women they're catty. Like she said, she's 5'7.5".
Women are catty?
5'7.5".
Yes. They want to be 5'8", but they can't, so they have to put the damn half in there. So
Men
that they
do
can,
it too.
I don't think they do,
Yes,
but maybe they do. I don't
Eric,
know.
Eric,
I've never heard it.
Maybe all the
Hey,
guys
man,
I
what's
know.
up?
All the guys
And also,
I know.
like, when you're dating.
Do you do it, Eric?
No, I don't ever talk about my height, my
How tall
waist
are you,
size.
Eric?
I'm 6'2".
How tall are you, Vic?
If Eric's 6'2", I'm 6'5". And I'm not 6'5".
All right, I'm 5'1" and a half.
I'm
I'm 5'1" and a
You
half.
guys stand together, and I'll measure.
I'm 5'1" and a half. 6'1" and a half.
I don't
sorry.
think neither of you are 6'5". By the
I
way,
was teasing.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
Vic is an old school offensive tight end for the Missouri Tigers. He's going to have some size and some girth to him, and he's going to hit somebody hard.
What
That's
does
all
that
there
have
is to
to
it.
do with anything?
Huh?
Like currently,
And
he's
I'm
gonna hit
old.
people?
And I'm old. I'm not like that young guy anymore.
But you could still go out and play a few downs.
No, I couldn't.
Oh, sure you could.
I couldn't
You're
even,
like Gronkowski.
I couldn't even kick a field goal like you.
Well, I do that because it's just, come on. Back to the
I'm
women.
a sprinter. I can sprint. And that's it.
I'm sorry. It's Friday. It's Friday. We've been.
Back to the women.
Hey, we've been very serious. Well, we've been having a little bit of fun.
I will
here
say
on a
this: if you
Friday.
come to a PRL show, and this
You
is
can't come this weekend. You have a private event that
Okay,
you didn't
well,
realize you had.
the one thing about PRL that drives me nuts is when you see the pictures, and I'm so much bigger than everybody in the band. Have you?
You
I'm
do
like
not-
5 feet taller
those
than
pictures.
everybody.
Those
in the
pictures you can
band.
tell.
It's crazy.
Landon Donovan is 40 today, arguably one of the best soccer players ever in American history, if anybody cares.
Who else you got? Anybody else?
Does anybody care today about this?
Not that.
It's
guy,
hard.
But you have
It's-
somebody cooler?
Chaz Bono's 53.
No.
Oh, no.
No. Anybody cooler?
Yeah, somebody Eric thinks is pretty cool.
Okay, who you got?
I have never heard of him, and most of America doesn't know. But Eric, I guarantee, has probably met him.
Can't wait.
Jason Newsted. Do you know
From Metallica.
the former bassist, like Eric from Metallica.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of every bassist?
We
Pretty
stick.
much.
We stick together.
Yeah, okay. It's like a club.
And
Well,
my
it's
favorite,
underground club.
because bassists aren't cool, according to
No,
Eric.
Just kidding.
My favorite from today's birthday list at 64 years of age, and I think she looks absolutely amazing, and I like her. Patricia Heaton, Ray's wife on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay.
I know who she is.
Yes, I do know who she is.
And really, there's just not a big list today. Not at all.
That's okay. There doesn't need to be a big list.
Yeah. So anyway, we had that done. But some other interesting information: 80% of NFL players go broke within 3 years of retirement.
Yes, I did know that.
That
I had
is
somebody
stupid.
on
It's sad,
on
is what it
STL
is.
TV that is a former NFL player that writes a book to try to help NFL players know how to manage their money a little bit better, because he, like what he was telling me is that straight out of the gate, you know, you get all this money and you're like, I got to spend it. I
Right.
need the cool car. I need the cool house. But your NFL career isn't that long typically.
No, it's not.
So you run through that money so fast.
Yep.
So I didn't know that.
I just it's crazy to me because you have these agents that will put a bank of money together. Like Angela says, they'll go buy the Benz and they'll usually go buy the house, and all of a sudden you have, what is the league minimum in the NFL? It's in the 600s, I think.
No.
700.
The league minimum, I think, might be 400, 500.
400,000? So that's
Let me look that up again.
Okay, so 3 years of that's 1 point something million dollars, of which that agent gets quite a bit of that stuff, of which, you know, I don't know, you don't invest properly. I don't know how you blow through that in 3 years, but man, most people don't get the league minimum.
Well, Eric, no, you were right. The league's collective bargaining agreement, their latest one that was done before the season, $660,000 the league minimum, but the average career span is about 8 games.
8 games, and then
Something of that age.
and then it's a luxury tax. Remember the whole Peyton Manning luxury tax thing that you had to pay, and then the Scott Boras of the world, you have to pay them. Man, that's a really interesting question. But you do get the pension.
No, you get the pension if you've played 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
yeah, and the guys, and I played with 2 guys where this happened to. It was when it was 5 years, they got cut after year 4, both of them, and they're convinced that the NFL
On purpose.
Hey, it's a business
Right.
decision.
Yes.
Sorry,
Sure.
you live in the rules, man. I
and that
think
if you're not some superstar,
That
then
makes sense, yeah.
they can. Get
I
rid
always
of you.
thought the best position and the best 2 guys in the NFL that are positioned best that they will still be able to walk in 20 years are Chase Daniels and Marcus Tuiasosopo, because
They're backup quarterbacks.
they're backup quarterbacks. They rode the bench their whole career.
There's also one other position,
What's that?
and not to get too sports technical, long snappers, because long snappers
They
don't
got
get
bad
hit.
necks. But yes, you're right. That's a good
Long
point.
snappers,
Yeah.
and you don't have to be gigantic to be
Right, because they
or
protect 'em.
Have some sort of genetic
Mhm.
super advantage from
Yeah.
birth
Yeah.
over others. So
Good
anyway,
point.
That's where they are. Anyway, this whole situation that's going on, and we're going to see what happens if the whole weekend puts us in a situation where Ukraine falls by the end of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a big story on Monday. We'll be getting back into that to see what happens.
I hope the rest of the planet isn't starting to get bored with this story. I feel like that happens in news cycles. It's like, oh my God.
Well, as a city, yeah, you're right. It happens.
It's like Libya.
When
did you stop caring about Libya? It was getting destroyed every day for years. You know, I hope we don't get sick of this story. I hope that the blue and yellow flags continue throughout the weekend, and it just grows and it grows and it grows, and it's a symbol of freedom.
But when you have the French President Macron saying he still feels the worst is yet to come, and I don't think people are going to forget as easily, especially if the gas prices continue to go up, when the administration is saying that the gas prices are going up because of the conflict in Ukraine. And that's what the White House said yesterday.
You are in an election year.
Even after Pelosi said, let's stop the oil.
And then she said, well, but don't drill here.
And exactly. So where do you go?
So let's stop the oil over here
and then,
not
of course,
drill here.
Jen Psaki made it all political. Well, if we did that, gas prices would just go up. But we all know it's because they don't want to open up the pipeline, because then that looks bad on them that they made a mistake in the first place. And we already know that politicians will choose what makes them look best and what's
that's
best
my
for the
question to
country.
you.
Well, however, wouldn't
More
it
times
make them
than not
look
that
better,
happens.
though?
And I can't say that because I've dealt with them.
Wouldn't it make them look better if you're like, man, screwed up, I'm going to open this back up?
But then the hardcore progressives of that party would not let that fly.
Why would that? Wait a minute.
Well, we were told on this radio show
you have to marginalize
as
those
Eric
people.
Schmidt told us, and he's a Republican, but they size each other the parties that said all of the energy, the effort, and the money is after these progressives because they're the ones making the
Amen,
headways.
brother. So
even though national media refused to show you Rashid Tlaib's rebuttal, a Democrat rebutting
who didn't
the Democrat.
Show it?
National media refused
Why
to show
would
it.
you? Why would you show a rebuttal of a?
But they'll show everything else with Rashid Tlaib and the squad. That's the problem with national media.
Are you talking about
why nobody should watch it.
MSNBC? Because those people are news junkies will watch it there and they'll watch it on CNN. So I don't know where it was shown.
All national ABC, NBC,
okay.
CBS, CNN. I don't even think I saw an excerpt on Fox News about it.
I did.
All I know is that they talked about it.
Yeah.
That it was happening. Those are just but that's why, Angela, that even that doesn't get talked about. And it was all about the progressive side of the Democratic Party that national media doesn't want you to know about. That's why we say anytime anybody wants to hide something, be very wary. Just like when it came to people asking, is CRT being taught or not, when it came down to the Rockwood teacher who said, don't tell parents what we're teaching, which made everybody go, oh my God, whether they were doing something wrong or not. When you have a teacher, and when I say wrong or what they were, don't tell parents.
Yeah.
And then that person and that teacher didn't lose their job, but was backed. Then that's why everybody goes, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, agreed. And no, I think that I think it's a national security problem. I really do, Vic. I think that the squad, this misinformation that they put out about everything that they talk about, is a national security problem. And here's one thing: they do not want any fossil fuels in this country. Okay, that's fine. Let's work the next.
AOC said that 2 days ago.
Yeah, sure.
She says we need to become 100%.
This is an opportunity for them, and this is a small group of people, and they are like, you know what? Shut down all the damn oil. What do we have to lose? The elite will have enough oil to get on their plane and go wherever they want, but you won't. And you know what? You're going to really love these electrically powered scooters. They're great. Trust me. Yeah, you might not be able to fly, and you might not be, but don't worry, you'll be saving the world. Okay. So this is a national security problem when you are in a wartime situation. If you can't power your country or your country becomes unstable, you are in a mess of trouble. Just look at what happened when we almost hit a nuclear reactor last night. What happens if they light off a nuclear weapon somewhere and you don't have the ability as a country to defend against that? You need all the oil you can right now. You just start, these spigots need to be flying all over the place. And that's all there is to it. And Biden needs to come out and say, hey, AOC, sit down and let the varsity squad take over for a few minutes. We'll get back to you in the midterms. How's that?
Well,
but he won't do it.
Well, President Zelensky also came out overnight and said, "Do not let Europe die, please, in the nuclear catastrophe." He's become a rock star, still alive, but there are units on the ground that Russian media has already said they're looking to take him out. Then you had yesterday Stacey Abrams from Georgia comparing herself to Zelensky.
Oh, my God.
So she's been mocked heavily for comparing herself and her plight to that of Zelensky. Another headline that came out.
Do they realize this is an election year? Does anybody in their party say, hey, shut up?
I don't make this stuff up. I just report the stuff that's coming out. Another big deal here. I know I'm throwing a bunch of stuff out there right now because we're heading towards the end of the show. Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski, arguably one of the two best college basketball coaches of all time. One of the best coaches, period, of all time, because numbers over that long of a time don't lie.
Right.
He is coaching his final game at Cameron Indoor, Duke, one of the best college basketball venues of all time, although I've never been there, so I can't say how great it is inside. The ticket price?
It's going to be in the thousands.
The average ticket price. Now, they only seat just over 9,000 there. $5,300 to watch his final college basketball game at Cameron Indoor on the campus of Duke University.
Michael Jordan can afford that. So can Patrick Ewing. So can all those guys. So
this average price more than every Super Bowl except 3.
Yeah.
Including the latest one, because we all know
it's history.
Prices go up.
It's history.
So major story from this weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Blew my freaking mind. I mean, who can really pay that? I mean, I'm glad that the students who already had their tickets don't have to pay anymore.
Right.
But these are for the open tickets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is
they're sold out.
People always on the planet Earth will, until the planet Earth dies, will be looking for sporting events and to spend their money at sporting events. Have you been to a boxing match in Vegas ever? It's not cheap. These guys that come into your town that are looking for these, they're looking for these events. They're looking for the Super Bowls, the Brady's versus Peyton Manning or whatever. They're looking for those events, and they'll pay top dollar for them. So it doesn't surprise me at all. I'd love to go. That'd be amazing.
Oh, it would be just to see.
It would be a who's who of NBA players there.
What would be? I mean, clearly. clearly. I mean, whether you played for Coach K
or against, it doesn't matter, right?
Or against him. But Duke has a lot of big dollar alumni people, and I guarantee they're buying it up. And then, of course, you've got all the former players that have come through Duke. Arguably one of the greatest college basketball program since the 80s.
Yep, South Carolina or Duke. Yeah, take your pick.
South Carolina.
I mean, I'm sorry. Where did
you mean North Carolina?
North Carolina or Duke?
Yes. So, big weekend there as well. We just thank you for joining us again this week. We've had a ton of guests. It's been a fantastic run again. And we have to thank Colonel Adams, who joined us today. Rodney Davis. You didn't show up on time, by the way, to talk to Rodney, and that's your own fault.
I suck.
Rodney.
Do you really suck if you admit that you suck, though?
What?
Yeah, you still suck.
Do
you
you
just don't
really
suck as somebody who doesn't admit it? Yes.
Yes.
You still suck, though.
Do you really suck if you admit that you suck?
Absolutely. You
Really?
just don't suck as much as the person who sucks and doesn't know he sucks.
But what about...
Sorry.
That was the right answer.
But what if the person who admits that they suck just continues to say, well, I suck, and use it as an excuse, and then
continue to suck.
And it's just a crutch.
To continue to
How
suck.
many times do you have to admit that you
Then
suck
they're a
before you
suck
just become suck?
arse.
Right.
Because I know somebody who in his life, he continues to do something. Says, oh, well, that's how I am. And
They
well,
don't,
that's
ever rectify it. They
Look,
just,
Axl Rose.
Because there's no
here's
desire.
the deal.
Hey,
I'll
that's
give you an
me.
example.
Sorry, that's
I'll
how
give you
I
an
am.
example. Axl Rose shows up for an hour after start time. The audience doesn't leave, and they keep coming back to Guns N' Roses shows. They know what Axl's going to do. He's just going to show up late. Big
don't
deal.
all rock stars do that? I'm pretty sure everybody
Well,
just shows up
because of
like
Axl.
an hour and a half late to their show.
Yeah.
Eric's show started at 8, and he doesn't show
Go
up
to
before
a doctor's.
9:15.
Well, that's because Eric's,
Go to a Doctor's of Vegas show here in
It's
St.
about
Louis.
respect for your fans, too, though.
I don't even know how to respond to what you just said. I don't consider myself having any fans. I'm a
you
fan.
May not.
I'm a fan.
PRL has fans. Vegas has fans.
Yeah?
I think Eric was saying they show up late.
No. Okay, you know what? We'll get into this next week. I'll have to tell you the whole story about showing up late.
Next week, we're going to talk about bands and their artists who show up late.
Yeah. It's not a disrespect thing.
Calendar. It's
not a
huge.
disrespect thing. It's a different thing. I'll tell you about it. Trust me.
All right, got to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this on The Morning Edge.
I love these guys. They make funny with their mouths.
The Edge Morning Show.
Hey, it's Shanny from the Legendary Lunch, and if you're hiring somebody to come in and do a project for you or your business, you need to trust them. And trust is built. Well, that's what Concrete Bob and everybody over at Concrete Masters does every day. They build trust, and they do it with quality work. And it shows in their porches and patios, the driveways and walkways they pour, the garages. Whether it's commercial or residential, Concrete Masters does it all. For new projects to tear out and replacement, if it's flat, Concrete Masters makes it great. So if you've got an upcoming concrete project and you don't call Concrete Masters, well, it's your own asphalt. Call them today, Concrete Masters, 314-486-0926. Tell them you want to speak to Concrete Bob and plan your next project today. 314-486-0926. It's Concrete Masters.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
The O'Fallon Kiwanis Club is now accepting applications for their vocational scholarships. If you're a high school senior or you're a high school student who's graduating this year, apply for a vocational scholarship being offered by the O'Fallon Kiwanis. To qualify, you must graduate this year and plan on attending a vocational school offering a technical certificate. Go online to ofkiwanis.com to find out more. Application deadline is March 21st. If you're a high school student graduating this year and plan on going into a technical field, the O'Fallon Kiwanis may be able to help.
With everything going on today, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves. Compass Health Network is here to help. We provide a wide range of mental health, primary care, and dental services for the entire family. Whether you need to talk to a therapist, get a routine health checkup, or have a filling replaced, Compass Health Network is here for you in person or virtually. Call 844-853-8937 to schedule an appointment or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for more information.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again. You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means the prescription medication to treat ED is super affordable at 4hims.com. And now get your first online doctor's visit free at 4hims.com. That's right. Zero copay, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. That's really good news. To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/joy.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Sun shining in the Missouri area. Don't know where you might be listening today, but hopefully your weather's as good as ours.
It looks nice. It's nice today.
Angela, what do you got going on today?
You can come hang out with me, Reed Lowe, and Nate Lucas at Top Shooters from 1 to 3. And if you can't make it out to Top Shooters on the L side, you can tune in to 590 The Fan and listen to all our sports talk.
Like it. Where's that at?
It's in Illinois. It's on right over the JB Bridge.
Columbia, Illinois. Great town.
Gotcha.
Nice little trip someday for you to go take, Eric.
I've been there before.
Have you been to Top Shooters?
I've been to Top Shooters, but I've been to Columbia,
I think Eric
Illinois.
would like Top Shooters.
I like every place.
I don't know if I've ever been
I like
there.
every place.
All men like Top Shooters.
Unless they, is it because there's a bunch of women, naked women?
That was very sexist of you to say, by the way.
They're not naked.
Why
they're
would
not
you,
naked.
Why
but
would
the-
you say that's very sexist?
The girls there dress very cute.
That would
very cute.
What's your definition of cute?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're wearing today, but I know in the past they've had on like little police outfits and things of that nature.
Little what?
Like
Police
it's just
outfit.
like they're in theme. They're usually in theme.
Oh.
So like, you know.
Like Hot Shots, it's always they look like referees, but they're
except
not
for
really
usually
referees.
the girls at Top Shooters have less pants on than the girls at Hooters.
How can you have less pants on than the girls
That's
at
what
Hooters?
I'm saying. Men typically really like Top Shooters. Plus, their food's good. So
Vic,
you
go
can
check that out.
Oh yeah, Vic.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll pass.
You guys could all just come hang out with me. That would be nice.
Get Elliot Davis on this because you paid for it.
I don't think we paid for it, though.
Oh.
Unless
Yeah,
you buy
want,
the food.
You will
wanna
if you go there.
You want to send Elliot everywhere.
Poor Elliot. Does Elliot know how much
Dude,
you love him?
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I just wish I could tell Elliot.
I know. I've asked him to come on the
I've
show.
had dreams about Elliot Davis.
I believe you have.
And with that,
Yeah. Not those kind of
Elliot
dreams.
married? Is Elliot married?
No,
or
Elliot's-
should we warn him about Eric?
Elliot's 70 and single.
Oh, Eric, you got a chance.
Ready to mingle.
And
You
ready to
got
mingle.
a chance, Eric.
Single like a pringle and ready to mingle. All
I
right,
just think
we
that
gotta get out.
if you got a question in your life, send Elliot Davis and he will get the answer.
Well, on
Don't-
that
why are
note,
you shaking me off like that?
We're out.
Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Everybody have a great day. Have a better weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. All right. Bye.